This is the Programmer Owl, and in this video I'm walking through the Edabit Python challenge, City School Creating IDs. And so in this challenge they're taking the first and last name of a user and creating an ID that starts with a lowercase letter of their first name and then the first three letters of their last names, and it begins with a capital letter. So if someone's name is Mary Lamb, the first letter would be a lowercase m, capital L for the last name, and then the next two letters. And that is the formula for creating an ID. And in Edabit, they always give you the setup for defining a function, and they do the definition. The name of the function is create ID, and they take two arguments, first name and last name. And so this one's a little bit of a longer one, so I might go and peruse through the solutions after I'm done. But what I came up with is return first name, and I just want the very first letter, so that would be the index 0, and I want to make sure it's lowercase, so I'm going to do dot lower. Then I want to add to that the last name, and on this one I just want the first letter as well because I want to make sure that it's uppercase, and so I'm going to do dot upper. So I'm taking the first letter from the first name and adding the last name of the letter of the last name and making sure it's uppercase. And then what I want to do next is add the next two letters so that there's a total of 3 letters of the last name. So last name, and the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to start at 1, do a colon, and then I'm going to go to index 3. And the reason I do this is because 3 is not included. So to make sure that I get the second and the third letter in the last name, I have to include the one after it to make sure that it gets the range that I want. And then I want to make sure that that's lowercase. So I'm going to do that. So this isn't as pleasing to the eye as I would like. I would probably, let me see if I can do this, if it'll be nice to me. Probably do something like this, but I don't know if it will let me do that. I might have to move it back. But that way, yeah, it's not letting me. Oh, wait. I think it's the square bracket there that's causing the problems. All right, let's see if that's letting me do what I'm supposed to do. Nope. So I have to kind of keep it all this one long length because I think that's what it's going to take to make sure it passes. Yeah. So I don't know another way of getting it on 2 lines. That's how I figured out how to create IDs. I used indexes and lower and upper to make sure that I got the right format for creating IDs. And let's look at some of the solutions. Oh, I gotta submit final first before it'll let me look at the solutions. This might take a moment. It was very easy, and let's look at the solutions. So they did, you could do title case where the first letter is initialized. You could do capitalize. So here they took last name to the third or the fourth position technically because index 3 is the fourth letter, and capitalizing it. So I kind of went the long way about doing it. There I probably would have gone with either capitalize or title as the format that I should have used. So that's some ways to solve this problem.